Hey folks, Wally DM here, and I thought I would share some recent thrift store finds that I found at my local Goodwill. Included in my pickups are some Dungeons & Dragons books, some dice, and a few games that are probably going to inspire future puzzle videos. All in all, I've got quite a few different items, and I only spent $9. Now, the Goodwill or thrift find for D&D type of a video isn't an idea of my own. This is actually something that my friend Caleb over at the Blanco channel posts a lot about. He's always out looking for deals and bargains, and he takes those items that he finds and he makes these awesome miniatures. So be sure to check out Caleb's series on thrift store finds and the crafting videos that he makes with the items that he finds in those stores. Now, before I introduce today's finds, I do want to share one of my best thrift store finds ever, and you are very familiar with it. I've had it for about 2 or 3 years now, and that is this case over here. So this is my miniature case, and I get a lot of compliments on it and folks asking where I picked this up. Well, I had watched one of Blanco's videos on Goodwill finds, and I went on my first look and I found this for $8 at a thrift store. And it is actually an NFL Super Bowl 50 shot glass display case. And right here you can see I put a little bit of cardboard over where the Super Bowl 50 logo is, and the rest is history. This thing was in excellent condition when I found it, and it's been hanging in my background for at least the last 3 years. One of my favorite finds. So with that in mind, I am super excited to show you what I found at the thrift store today. So let's get started. So let's begin with my favorite pickup of the day, and that is 4 books from the Practical Guide series. Now this was a series of books printed between 2007 and 2009. They are Wizards of the Coast books, and they are intended to be a simpler way to provide lore for the reader. Now there's no stat blocks in these, so these are not monsters or books that you can use to run games, but this is going to provide you ecology, lore, maps, and all kinds of different things that you would or wouldn't want to know about fairies, dragons, wizards, and this one here, monsters. Now there's a few other books that are in the series that I didn't have, but getting 4 out of the 7 I feel is pretty darn good. They're all in fantastic condition with regards to the book and the spine, except for this monster book. Looks like it has definitely seen some love, but the inside of the book is still really good, and it features quite a few monsters. I believe there's close to 50 different monsters in there, and you can learn all about them. Some really great stuff for any version of the game that you want to play. Now there's not a lot of information on this series on the internet, though I did find some Reddit threads where a lot of users were talking about how they remember these from being a kid, and some of the people that were in the discussions said that these books were their gateway into Dungeons and Dragons. They would find these in their local library, they would rent them, they would sit there and read them, and they obtained all kinds of knowledge and lore from reading through these books. I think the one on fairies is probably my favorite as I'm reading through them already. The artwork is magnificent. There's all kinds of different things about the Feywild. There's magic items, the language of Sylvan or fairy, common fairy phrases. There's just all kinds of great stuff. These books are fantastic for lore. And again, I believe these books were intended for either a younger audience or to just simply provide lore in a very easy to consume manner. So at 50 cents a piece, I believe I made a major score with these 4 books. If these are something you are familiar with, let me know in the comment section below. Now I did find one more book, and this is another 50-cent book, and this thing is absolutely incredible. There is so much cool detail, and you can feel like the different textures in this book. This is the Dragonology, the complete book of dragons, and I believe this is about a 2003 era print. Now what's really cool about this book is there's a lot of different areas where there's actual little pieces of paper and different clues and things that you can just interact with. All kinds of really neat stuff about the dragon. Some of the pages even have extra foldable pages on the inside. And of course we have dragon script and things that open up in this direction. And we even have areas where they include dragon hide, where you can see it and actually feel it. And of course, my favorite section of this book is a small section over here that's entitled Riddles and Puzzles. And it actually has included in it some riddles and puzzles that you can use in your game. Now, the outside cover isn't in the best shape. The spine has a little bit of bending to it, but the inside of the book is intact, and all of the extra little envelopes have their extra pieces of paper and little clues and things of that nature. This is a fantastic book for any age to read, and I'm really looking forward to really deep diving into this. So with the Dragonology books and the Practical Guide to Dragons, I spent a total of $2.50, and leave a comment below if you would like to see a more in-depth guide or review of these books on my channel. Now, in addition to the books, I also found a few other nice little items that were all priced at 99 cents and below that I feel like I can either add to my dice collection or create some puzzles. So let's take a closer look at these. So this is a game called Spot It, and I picked this up for the potential of a future D&D puzzle video. As you can see here, this is a nice tin can to begin with, and it has puzzle pieces where you get these circular cards and you match the items on the cards. Now, this is an item I picked up for 99 cents. I love the tin itself, just even without the inside. I could use it for dice or things of that nature. But this is a very interesting game, and be sure to comment below and let me know how you would use these in a puzzle for your Dungeons and Dragons game. Now, honestly, you could probably just use these cards by themselves, and you could give them out to your players. So the way that it works is you get 2 cards, and each card has something that is similar to the other card. So as you look through the items, you'll see that these both have suns, so they would attach that way. So you could probably do like some type of puzzle where you have like 4 or 6 different medallions, and they have to turn the medallions into the correct position. And of course, you can give these out to your players, and these can serve as the medallions. Maybe they find a few as they go along. So just as another example, we've got this one here that has a ladybug, and this one as well has a ladybug. So those two would face each other this way. It's really fascinating to me that each card has an item that is similar to the other, so I could easily branch off on into different areas. But again, I think this would make a very interesting puzzle for Dungeons and Dragons, so leave a comment below and let me know how you would run this puzzle in your game. And if you want to see me create a puzzle video out of this, then also comment with that and let me know, hey Wally, make a puzzle using that Spot It game. That would be really cool. Now, you can't pass up something like this. This is Rory's story cubes, and they're used a lot for storytelling or improv. Here on my own channel, I actually have videos where me and a few of my YouTube friends create improv traps using Rory's story cubes. And I'm sure you are familiar with these. Now, you can't pass these up. Anytime you see Rory's story cubes, you know you've got to pick up some. They just make for great improv devices and storytelling. Now, Rory's Story Cubes is usually pretty cheap on its own, but I picked this set up for 99 cents. This next item is an Uno dice game, and I love dice, so I bought it primarily for that, but I think there's something more here that we could do. Now, the container itself makes for a very nice dice container, but I also think that there's some kind of a game or perhaps some type of a puzzle that we could do with these dice. And if not, then I might just take these anyway and take a cube like this where it has 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, with the 6 being this symbol here, and I might just use them in my game for fun. But anytime that I can pick up dice that are interesting or different, I'm probably going to do that and add them to my collection. Now, this next item is also a 99-cent item, Rainbow Tumbling Tower, 48 wood pieces. Now, I believe this is probably just a generic Jenga tower with colored pieces, red, yellow, and blue. But it also comes with this die, so we've got red, yellow, and blue on this die. So this probably told you what color you needed to remove. So if you can imagine a Jenga tower and then the blue comes up, you would have to remove one of the blue pieces. Now I really like this for a puzzle idea, or actually probably either more of a trap or some type of an encounter. And if you would like to see an idea that I have for this counter, be sure to leave a comment below, and who knows, maybe we'll do a future video using these pieces for either an encounter, trap, or puzzle idea. If you have an idea on how you would use these in an encounter, please leave a comment below and let me know what you're thinking. Now the final two items I picked up was this level. I do have a lot of problems keeping my camera level, so maybe I can use it with that, but I also think this would be kind of a cool background in some of my future puzzle videos, and for 59 cents I couldn't help but get it. I can probably put that to use in many different ways. Now I also, for 99 cents, picked up this magnifying glass. It does have lights here. And of course, a magnifying glass with lights can always come in handy, and I'm sure I could probably use this for some type of puzzle video in the future, or maybe just to help with some painting, even though I'm really terrible at painting. So with these pickups, I have some great dice with Rory story cubes, some Uno dice, and of course a fantastic puzzle piece with the Spot It game. So that is my Goodwill haul, and again, looking at the receipt, the 5 children's books, as they labeled them, or these Practical Guide to Dragons and the Dragonology, cost a total of $2.50, and then using the dollar method for the 99 cents and 59 cents for the rest of the items, and rounding up 20 cents for a donation, we have a total of $9 for some fantastic D&D items that you're going to see in future puzzle videos or in future book reviews. Be sure to leave a comment below and let me know what you think of these thrift store pickups. So those are the items that I found at my local Goodwill, and I'm super excited to put these books on my shelves and to use the other items. I'm hoping they inspire a future puzzle video. Be sure to let me know in the comment section below if you're familiar with the Practical Guide series, or if you want to make a comment about possible puzzles or traps using the items that I have found. Now, if you would like to help support the channel, in the description below I put Amazon affiliate links to all of the products that I found. So if you'd like to pick one up for yourself, if you click the link, it won't cost you any extra, but it gives a little kickback to the channel. So that's all I have for you today. What did you think of my thrift store pickups? Have you ever found anything at a thrift store, a rummage sale, or a local Goodwill that you're excited about and got a great deal on? Do you want to see a video featuring the Practical Guide to Dragons, Wizards, Fairies, and Monsters? Maybe a proper flip through? Be sure to leave a comment below. Thank you very much for watching, and on to the next.